Welcome, everybody, to another week of the High Desert Podcast, here from beautiful, warm Santa Fe, New Mexico in the middle of February. It's about 60 degrees. One of the great things about living in the high desert is that it can be frigidly cold, and then the next week, absolutely beautiful.
Hey, Rob, how's it going?
Good, Ben. How are you?
Let's cut to the chase. Hear that whining in the background? That's just another puppy. One of those puppies that we love and dearly. But probably
you should get a shot of Gabrielle with the puppy. Mostly because she doesn't want to be in this at all.
So, thanks everyone for joining us. We have a really incredible guest today, David. We'll talk to him later. What's going on in the world of animal welfare today?
I don't know. You have that.
Oh yeah, the New York Times.
The New York Times. Oh, yeah. When the New York Times publishes an animal story, we always cover it because
it's the New York Times.
It's the New York Times, and they're kind of the breed standard for newspapers, if you will.
Winchester breed. Anyway, so the New York Times did a story on Monday, February 8th, on just the pet food banks, where it is a nationwide trend where people are partnering with food banks to provide pet food for those disadvantaged or those who are homebound. And we've been doing that for a long time at the shelter. We have a program called Paws in the Pantry, where people who do need some pet food for they might find themselves in a difficult situation. We'll help them out to get them back on their feet, to make sure that we keep their relationship with their animal together. And we also provide pet food for our Kitchen Angels, which provides meals, basically a meals for service for inbound people and their pets. So it's kind of a cool thing, and I'm glad the New York Times recognizes that. Of course, we're not in that article, but that's okay. We do those things just because we do those things, right, Ron?
Yeah, and it really is a critically important thing, as we'll talk about a little bit later. One of the leading reasons why, or I would say principal reasons why people surrender pets or find themselves unable to care for them is because of financial reasons. The largest one is usually actually pet food. It's not cheap.
I would probably say veterinary food.
Veterinary care
pet food.
Is probably worse.
In the past, people used to make their own food for their dogs and cats and things like that, and seemed to work out fine. Or they just let them forage around the farm. But now we're a little bit more civilized. But definitely a combination of a lot of different things can lead to people to relinquish their pets, and that really is a great segue into the mission side of our whole mission here at the shelter, Missions Center, what David is in charge of, as a lead missions counselor over there.
And so David kind of operates on maybe the opposite side, sort of where Murad is. David sees the animals coming in, Murad sees the animals going out for adoption. And to me, it's one of the tougher jobs at the shelter here. Not one I could do, dealing with families who have to surrender their pets or have found an animal on the road that they're bringing in. And actually, just a quick story, my first day ever here at the shelter, was driving to work and saw a German Shepherd puppy run across Airport Road. Thought of it as a little bit of an omen, and got to go through that admissions process, even though it wasn't my animal I was surrendering or anything like that. Filled out some paperwork, so nice introduction to that I got.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people who bring in animals and find them or have to unfortunately relinquish their animals. And so maybe you could tell us how you got into the job and what you find, some of the finer points of your job.
Well, I just saw the job opening and I applied. Honestly, I didn't know what I was getting into.
Nobody does when they go to the shelter.
But, it turned out it was a blessing. I learned a lot, and, we all have bad experiences in the past owning pets, and I think it was like I said, I learned quite a bit from working up front, and I would never expected me to have this knowledge now of what it takes to, care for a pet and everything that comes with owning a pet, and it's quite interesting.
So, David, what are some of the things that you see come in every day?
Well, every day we deal with people that can't take care of their pets anymore, or people that, find pets, or it's pretty much every day there's a different scenario on owning dogs or cats in Santa Fe, and we just have to try our best to counsel people, help out as many people as we can. Unfortunately, we can't help everybody out, but like Rob said, it is pretty hard on some people to, even to feed their pets, and that could cause them to call the shelter and want to surrender. So these things that you talk about, the pet pantry, the Paws in the Pantry, really help out a lot of the public, because we do let them know that that is also a resource here in Santa Fe.
What happens when somebody has lost their dog and they call in and trying to find it?
So what we do is we place a loss report. Well, first we check to see if the animal's here, of course, right?
Yeah.
We do a check in the system, and if the animal's not here, we do sometimes check Craigslist or Lost and Found Facebook, Lost and Found Pets on Facebook. If nothing there, then we make a lost report and let the people know to also post on Facebook, or actually we suggest Santa Fe Lost Pets. That links you to everything you can possibly use in Santa Fe.
So you really do try to help the people as a resource. So generally, of course, the number one thing is don't lose your pet, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So are you surprised about the amount of people who don't have their dogs, microchipped or have licenses, or just say, oh, I never thought it would happen?
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge percentage of people that don't keep tags or have their pets registered.
And usually they get out by what? Jumping a fence?
Different scenarios. I would say mainly digging out, jumping a fence, just
things. Yeah, and in fact, a dog trying to get out. Usually, unaltered animals will try to get out because there's something that they want to get. Yeah. And
that's good, because that's what we when they come in and they're unaltered, we pretty much convince them. I would say it's a huge percentage also that we convince people to fix their pets just by counseling them and giving them suggestions on, mainly telling them that it will help their pet. It will reduce the chances of them getting out again.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Yeah. I mean, if they love their home and
that, or if it gets picked up in the city, they pretty much don't have a choice because it's pretty high.
The fines are very fine, and we, once again, we contract with the city and county. We have nothing to do with fines.
Right.
So
just to repeat, we do not levy the fines.
Right. That's something that Animal Control does. Animal Services.
We just provide the service for the pets, which is nice.
One of the things that I think has been really helpful in keeping pets with their animals, pets with their homes, pets with their animals, is we are an open admission shelter, and that means we take everything, no matter what. But we also do managed admissions, which gives us an opportunity to really talk to people about what's going on in their situation that would make them want to relinquish their pet. Right. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, like you said, we do give them all the resources that we know of. Whether it be food or if it's behavior, we have the behavior hotline.
Yes,
we have them talk to behavior, talk to them about, and I would say most of the cases are behavior, so it does help to have that resource available for the public. And so we try as much as we can to let them keep their pets, because that's in the long run they kind of really want to. They just, in their mind, they can't.
They don't have the resources, or they don't understand. Right. They're all alternatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You were mentioning, Rob, you had some statistics about why people relinquish their animals. Do you have those
we're going to get into those a little bit later.
It's going to be a test.
I have a surprise for both of you.
Oh, okay.
But we can mention that financial reasons are pretty common, as well as behavioral reasons, and stats that we'll mention later typically show that folks who get to the point where they're going to surrender a pet for behavior reasons don't ever seek out typically obedience training for dogs. You can try obedience training for cats, but good luck with that.
That's actually a new thing that they're doing, obedience training for cats. It's very popular.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a workshop recently where they started that in Oregon, actually, and it's been for the cat owners, it's just an enriching part of their life. So yeah.
Is it all based on reverse psychology? You ask them to do something and expect them to do
not quite.
Cat jokes.
But that is actually how you do work with some fearful animals. For cats, for dogs, for example, it's always like giving them a treat. But for cats, if you want something from a cat, you give them space.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the interesting kind of cases that have come through our shelter, and how have you helped those people?
There's been quite a few. I mean, we get them, I would say, almost on a daily basis, and
I know this summer, remember those people who had their dog, I don't know how long it was missing, and we were able to reunite them after a year or so?
Yeah, which ones were?
We took them back, we took it to Albuquerque.
I mean, the microchip was the big difference. Yeah.
And so are we to assume that was a dog that was on the street for a year?
Well, somebody must have had that dog. And never called it in, never took it to the vet, and one day it got out, came into the shelter, we scanned it, went back to the people in Albuquerque.
And that's why we do encourage people, if they find an animal outside of our area, to take it to that local shelter, because people are not going to come to Santa Fe. We've had people, tourists especially, pick up animals from way out of our area, bring them to us because they know we're a good shelter, and then we want to reunite them with that owner. There's no way that nobody...
Well, that's the thing, is we get those all the time where people want to turn in the animal to the shelter because they hear how great we are and how great we treat our animals here. But like Ben said, it's best idea is to either call the shelter in the local area where they found the dog, or turn it in to your local shelter where you found the stray.
Somebody from Albuquerque is
Yeah.
not going to come to Santa Fe and say,
Probably
"Oh, my
not.
dog is there."
They might, but they probably won't.
One of my favorite stories, and I know we were all involved in that, and it's a couple years ago with Pepper. Do you remember Pepper's story?
Yeah, definitely.
Pepper was adopted here, and unfortunately, he hadn't really bonded with its owner, and he took off, and he was out on the streets for more than a year and a half. And we did all kinds of things to try to catch that dog, trapping him, and finally they created a Pepper's posse who finally got Pepper by creating an area in somebody's backyard where he got in there. Yeah, barricaded.
Yeah.
That was the most exciting, I think.
Yeah, like you said, we do get cases pretty much, I would say, like big cases like that, like on a monthly basis, where you just get stuff that happens that just blows your mind, or that really fills your heart with joy when people are happy, that they leave happy. Because, like you said, it's not our side is a little more of a difficult side.
It can be difficult because people, it's a hard thing to do.
It's
to
hard,
relinquish your
and
animal.
besides getting people's animals in, we help out with the compassion services as well. So there's a lot of sadness, but we try to make our job happy by being happy, and trying to when people see us, we look happy, because we don't want people to look at us and be sad.
It's a great team. They really do really work hard with the people, and in a very frustrating situation sometimes.
Yes.
Oops, there. Oops, there's Fran. Fran wanted to say hi. Fran is our office dog who has been with us for about a month and a half, I guess, and she probably will be going home on Friday because some people from Los Alamos are coming to visit her. Did you? And I know a lot of people were asking about what kind of dog is Fran. We all thought she was kind of a shepherdy dog. I kind of thought of her as an Arizona Brown dog, but recently. In fact, today we got the DNA results back. She is an American Terrier.
Staffordshire
Terrier.
Yes.
Yeah, basically a pit bull. But, but a different kind
Not
of
a
pit bull.
pit bull.
I know, not a pit bull. All right, sorry. American Staffordshire.
But
Terrier.
basically, I think that
one of the lines of
the
it.
history, right,
lineage, yeah.
comes from the same lineage, and Staffordshire Terriers were bred to be stouter and more muscular.
Shorter,
to be,
and longer.
She doesn't have
shorter
that.
and
She's
longer.
a beautiful.
yeah, she's. Maybe we can let her out for a second. And give her a
Oh,
shot.
there goes that light. Hey,
Oh,
Franny.
sorry. Yeah, you're gonna see a
I think
little
they
bit
saw it
of
before.
visual
Okay.
aberrations on David's face right now.
Hey, Fran.
No,
She's hiding.
she's being reclusive
Yeah.
now because I kind of closed.
See,
the
the
door
last
in her
couple of
face.
days, she's really come out of her. She hasn't really been in her shell, but she's just been exhibiting signs of extreme joy, which is really one of the things we look for.
Here she
Now
is.
she wants.
No.
Come on, baby
I
girl.
think she's playing hide and seek
There
with
you go.
us. Come on, Fran.
Here you go.
Fran.
There we go.
Come here, Fran. Look.
But you know what was an exciting situation, man? Remember when we got those alligators in?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I forgot.
I've been
Yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about that a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
recently.
really?
Yeah.
That was
pretty
so much
exciting.
fun. Yeah. It's so bizarre to get just exotic animals.
Yeah.
We do get some snakes in, but those alligators were pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We actually found a sanctuary for them in Colorado, and we drove them up there and gave them to the. Yeah.
Which is like bizarrely close by. It's like 2 hours away.
Not too
This
far away, yeah,
Alligator sanctuary
Yeah.
in southern Colorado, and the boonies, the middle.
What
of
about the
nowhere.
pig? Remember the pig?
Oh, the pig? Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. The pig was they got it as a small pig. It grew and grew, and then it's dug underneath the fence and
Showed up as a
showed up.
stray. Yeah, yeah.
It
As a
was
stray.
funny. And we often get goats and different things like that.
We
We're not an animal sanctuary. We're an animal sanctuary, but we don't do farm animals.
Right.
But we do partner with sanctuaries that take on these animals.
Exactly. Yeah, we're really lucky to have partner organizations that can handle that. I mean, the alligator thing is just unbelievable.
Bizarre.
Without a doubt, though, the most heartwarming story or most heartwarming thing I have seen at the shelter was actually a woman who came to reclaim her healer dog, who had been found. She was a little bit elderly and physically disabled. Came in, said, "Hey, we saw it. We called ahead, and I happened to be talking to Miguel at your guys' desk, and they said, yeah, come back. We'll possibly identify her." And the woman just burst into tears, as I didn't, but was very close.
Well, you can imagine people are emotionally attached to their animals,
Yeah.
and when they haven't found them and they find them, it's just
I can't even imagine.
heartwarming.
Right.
Can't even imagine. I mean,
And
I'd freak out if I came home and my dog
You'd
was
be
lost.
surprised how many times we get caught up in the moment of what's happening. It's just part of
Yeah.
being with the customer, and you get sucked into whatever they're thinking, and your emotions come out.
Yeah, there are great heartwarming stories there.
Yeah.
It's just like heartbreaking stories.
Yeah.
So, Do you have any other questions, Ben? Or should we segue into my surprise for you guys?
Okay, sure. You're going to give us a quiz, a test.
This is the first edition of the High Desert Podcast game show. We don't have buzzers, so I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions. Mm-hmm. In order to buzz in, you have to make an animal sound, and you cannot use the same animal sound twice.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, I have prizes for you if you win.
Prizes? All right. I'll do anything for
Maybe
prizes.
even if you lose.
That's why I celebrate every holiday, because I figure everything has a present with it. Anyway, go ahead. What's the first question?
First question. What year was the Santa Fe Animal Shelter founded?
Meow.
Meow.
Oh.
Ben got it first,
1939.
I think. 1939, correct. I got to record that. What is the racket going on there? Fran's remodeling.
That's all right. She's just wanting. She's hearing.
Sorry
this.
for the sound of the paper. Okay.
That's all right. I'm going to get
So,
the one anyway.
question number 1 goes to Ben. Next question. Do you need a license to have an intact dog in the city of Santa Fe?
Woof.
Okay. We're necking. Well, he's going to answer the question
Wow,
first.
I'm going to give
David?
him that one. He does licensing.
David.
Yes.
Yes, you do need a license. Do you need a license in the county as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure do.
I'll get that one.
Didn't know that. No. No follow-up.
Did you say
there.
intact or?
Intact.
Yes.
So you need a license to have an intact dog, and technically it's a breeding license.
It's a breeding
I believe.
license.
Right.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
And
$300.
it's I guess city
Something like
ordinance, county ordinance as well, and it's specifically to prevent pet overpopulation. Remember, your dog's out for 5 minutes, that could be 9-10 puppies that are going to be created as a result of that. So question number 4 now. Can you legally drop your dog off on shelter properties to surrender it, meaning not bring it into the desk?
Rough. No.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Okay, cuckoo. Ben's got it. Ben's got it.
So legally, you can't. You can't just drop an animal. It's abandonment.
That is exactly the answer I've written down. No, it is abandonment, and you are subject to fine or prosecution if you do that. So you guys are neck and neck.
And we won't like you either.
No.
Just come into the desk. It's no shame type of thing. We're not going to judge you for it. It happens all the time to good people. Just come in and drop off the animal.
Yes, do it right.
No guilt. How many teeth do dogs have? Switching it up a little bit.
I'm going to pass on that one.
Oh yeah.
You get first shot. We'll say whoever gets closest.
Okay, let's do it that way.
I was going to say 72.
He gets it. You relinquish to your
I know.
chance.
Do 25.
And I'll say 23.
You're closer. 40.
40. Wow.
How many do cats have?
Is that the same question?
I'll say.
No, you got an animal noise now.
Oh, rawr.
Okay.
Is that a roar?
Yeah. Okay.
So David has children, so should be at a disadvantage for.
now.
Yeah, he's done all the noises for his children. Obviously, he's put on the spot.
David, how many cats do a teeth have?
20.
I think there'd be more. I think 30. I think they're definitely about the same amount, but not quite as many as dogs. I'm going to say 40.
David gets that one again. 26.
Whoops, sorry.
Oh, boy. Just leave it. That's fine right
Okay.
there. According to a study by the National Council on Pet Population Study and Policy, why do most people surrender their dogs?
Cuckoo.
And I found multiple. Okay. Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
No, you did the
Didn't I
cuckoo,
just
though.
do
You
that
did the cuckoo.
Yeah.
So no, you gotta do something. Okay.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Good.
Oh shoot. All right, go ahead.
What would you say, David? You have experience with it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I do. Here, I would say
nationally, though.
nationally. Let's just go. I'm just gonna go with cost.
Cost?
I'm gonna go with moving.
Ben gets that one. It is moving. Although.
Can I go slither? Is the slither work as a... Okay. Yes. Okay.
How about cats? Why do most people surrender their cats?
I'm gonna... Oh, wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna say allergies.
No.
Behavior.
Litter box
No.
issues.
So according to this study, it's because they have too many pets in the house.
Oh, wow. That's
yeah.
interesting.
So they
sense.
take on another cat and
makes
find
sense,
out that
yeah.
it's just too much.
Okay, before you go into stats, we have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
What's David's talent?
I feel like I know this.
Yeah, you should.
It's musical, no?
That's not the answer, but it's close. It's not even close, is it?
What is it?
He's a breakdancer.
Oh, breakdancing.
We had a talent show.
Well, you
and
screw up your beautiful hair if you do that thing on your head.
We had a shelter talent show, and I actually took third place, right, with my dog. We danced. And
I officiated that talent show. I don't remember any breakdancing.
yeah, he did.
Did you?
It was fun.
Jeez.
I think he hurt himself when he did it. No, he didn't. He's
No, I
quite
played
athletic.
dueling banjos.
Remember that hat they had on?
Okay.
Oh, you know what I did? I did some beatboxing as well.
Oh, maybe it was the beatboxing. Okay, so just
So he lost that one.
Yeah.
the majority
I
of
gave you guys that one, Ben.
the majority of surrendered animals were young, under 3 years, between
Yes.
5 months and 3 years.
Probably behavior issues.
Approximately half the pets surrendered are not in the U.S. as a whole are not sterilized. Animals.
Big reason to spay neuter your animal because you're going to have lots of behavior issues with that.
Animals given as gifts are much more likely to be surrendered. Much higher numbers, 31% for dogs, 33% for cats, higher than the norm. There doesn't seem to be any change in gender. A lot of people think male dogs are tougher to handle. Doesn't seem to be the case in terms of these surrender numbers. This is the most amazing one. Most dogs, 96%, had not received any obedience training prior to their surrender, which has a huge, obviously.
So when
huge
people
factor.
think about obedience, it's great. I've taken most of my dogs to obedience training, but it's really kind of a relationship thing, a relationship building. But when you say obedience training, people don't actually have to do the courses, although I'd recommend that because it's a fun thing to do. But just teaching the dog good habits, that's obedience training.
Through positive reinforcement.
Through positive reinforcement. You can do that at home. You can do it yourself. And you can always look at our Tuesday Facebook page and see Training Tip Tuesday with Emily. She offers all kinds of great behavior tips.
Nice.
And look on our YouTube page.
I'm going to get up and get your prizes.
Oh,
Wow.
prizes. Oh, I don't,
Okay.
I have enough puppies, really. I don't.
Oh, I was going to, so runner-up, sorry, my mic's off. Runner-up was going to get an angry cat.
Oh, I see.
But we decided.
Is that a punk group? The Angry Cat?
Okay, so the winner of the Angry Cat. Our videographer got a kick out of that one. The winner of our first ever High Desert Podcast game show, 4-3, was David. David.
I think he cheated. Really, I think he cheated.
I did get a couple.
He deflated the balls.
Nope, there's no proof.
And for your first place prize, you get a Shelter t-shirt, brand new baseball tee. You can find this online or in our Shelter store, but online, and it's beautiful, made of 100% cotton.
Awesome. I like to look good and support the shelter.
There we go. And it's a 3/4 length sleeves on those. I know I thought I had obnoxiously long arms when I put it on, but that's the style now. And Ben, as our runner-up, receives this cat toy.
Oh, that seems like, second place. But you know what? I'll give it to our cats they can play with. They'll love it. Thank you so much,
Nice.
Rob.
You're very welcome
Thanks
for
for
your thoughtful
Throwing
gifts.
that quiz.
That was fun.
Unexpectedly. Thank you all so much for joining us again for this episode of the High Desert Podcast. Join us next week when we will be taking your calls and questions via phone or Skype, and keep an eye out on our Facebook page for how we were going to have you guys do that. Thank you so much, and
you,
have a
David.
good week. And thank you for our guest, David.
Thank you guys, and remember, put a tag on your dog.
There we
Yeah,
go.
very good.
If there's one message to leave you with, have a good week.
Thank you.